we have some teams moving, and that is going to get them some points just for moving off of that line. We have some teams trying to score during their autonomous period. Coral scored during this time are actually worth more points than during the teleoperated period. You're going to hear that buzzer go, and then we're going to start tele-op, so the robots are going to be driven by the students on the team. We see 2171 going to score a coral on the L4 branch of their reef. Meanwhile, 1529 going over to grab a coral from their human feeder station. And we have 9491 scoring in an algae. Over on the Red Alliance side, we have some robots knocking off the algae off of the reefs. Now, you may be wondering why they're doing this, but the answer is that it actually makes the coral easier to score on the reef and makes it less likely for them to get knocked off. So they may up on the ground, but that allows them to score more. We have 7198 going over to grab a coral from their coral station. We have quadrangles going to score on their reef. And on the Blue Alliance side, we have a coral bobbling on that branch. As long as the top of the branch is contained within the coral, it actually is considered scored. So we have some robots going back and forth, grabbing some game pieces. We seem to have all coral scoring robots so far. Game teams will generally choose a couple of different strategies for this. So some teams will choose to be able to manipulate both game pieces, and some teams will choose to specialize in one, which they feel will make their gameplay better, and they can have more time to program that mechanism. On the Red Alliance side, we have quadrangles doing some cycles for coral on the reef. We have Harrison Boiler Robotics scoring a coral on the L4 branch, which is the highest scoring branch you can score on the reef. Now, we do have a couple of barge points on the Red Alliance side because an algae was scored for the blue side, and then the Red Alliance human player was able to toss that algae into the barge to get their team some extra points. Now we have 1747 crossing over underneath the barge. You're going to hear that signal, and that's about the time when teams are going to start climbing on their cages if they choose to do so. They can also stay out and keep scoring. Some teams will choose to do that if they feel it can get them more points and win them the match, or if they need to catch up on a ranking point. We have quadrangles up in the air on their deep cage, and that is the match. $86-56. You can see that Coral really won the Red Alliance that match with 59 points for Coral, while Blue took the edge in Algae.